Hey everyone, we are on our way to do our weekly grocery shopping. We've mentioned before that we live in a kind of a rural, tiny area, tiny town. If we go 20 minutes one way, we hit a Walmart, and if we go 30 minutes the other way, we hit a Walmart. And even though the one that's 20 minutes away is obviously closer, we like going the other way to the 30-minute one because it just isn't as congested. People aren't visiting in the aisles, which happens at the one 20 minutes away, and it's a fast in and out, easy. Sometimes we've had to go find a checker before to get us to check out, so that's why we're going this way. Now, for people in our little town who work, they don't have to worry about if they forget something at the store because they're in town every day, they run into the store. Not so much for us because we're retired, so if we forget something on our grocery list or whatever list, we have to make a special trip to town, but it's still worth it because we really like where we live. So the area which we live in is actually where our dad grew up. We kind of grew up there. We're not technically from there, and we didn't technically grow up there, but my parents...
No, I was born there.
Oh, but Sandy was actually born there, but my parents moved 10 days after she was born. They started out living there because, again, that's where our dad is from, and he was raised there. And our grandma, our dad's mother, was born and raised there, so we have a lot of family history there, which we have mentioned before, that we really enjoy doing this family history. So on our street, where we have a house, is also our great-grandparents' home, where our grandmother grew up, and we never knew her because she died when our dad was 14 years old, but he really adored her, and so I would love to have met her. We knew our other grandma really well because she lived into her 90s, our mom's mom. So, where our house is where our parents kind of started their marriage. It was their first home. That's where my dad wanted to be because that's where he was from, and he liked the small town living. And my mom grew up about 35 minutes away, so she was near her parents, and she's the oldest of 9 kids, or she was the oldest of 9 kids, so she had sisters and brothers in the area, so it was a nice place for them to be. And my dad was surrounded by his grandparents and his aunts and uncles and cousins and his best friends, so it was a great area. But getting employment at that time was really difficult, and he just had a lot of temporary odd jobs, and finally had to make the difficult decision to move about 3 hours away to a large city where I was born and where we grew up. But we always had the home in this town, and they kept it, and so we would spend our summers and weekends in this area, and surrounded by my dad's cousins and aunts and uncles and all our lifelong friends. So it's a great area to be from. And then when we retired, we just decided that we really didn't like the city living as much. We really liked the rural living and just feeling safer, that people have your back. The community we're in, people really watch out for us. They're always checking on us. It is just a great place to be. So we are on our way to the store, and we'll check in every once in a while and show you how we shop and maybe a few other things. Alright, well, here we are in the store, and a couple of things I've already picked up. We haven't cleaned out all the toxins yet in our world, I guess, as far as non-diet. We're working on it. One of the things we do is we use Free and Gentle Dawn with no dyes or strong perfumes. There are probably better out there that are all natural, but since we're in Walmart, we're going with the Free and Gentle Dawn dish soap. For me personally, and Sandy too, we use Burt's Bees sensitive skin, no additives as far as smells, I guess, or other things to clean our faces. But if you have something better that's all natural, please leave us a comment. We'd love to know. And then we're also, we are toilet paper and paper towel snobs. We only use Bounty and Charmin. We have a really hard time understanding what the benefit of one-ply toilet paper is. You have to use twice as much and your fingers go through it. And we just don't like the coarseness of any other brand, so that's what we do. We're Bounty and Charmin people. So look at all these sweet potatoes. So I have plenty to pick from. Excited about that. There are other potatoes too. White potatoes actually get a really bad rap as being not good for you or too starchy. They actually have a lot of health benefits. They're good for your heart. They have a lot of vitamins in them. We do stick with the sweet potatoes for the most part, but I'm not opposed to a white potato either. One of our hobbies is to do family history. This home is my great-grandparents' home, my dad's parents. So my dad actually spent a little of his youth here, living on the second floor. He always told us he could remember his grandpa walking up, when he knew when his grandpa was coming home, because he could hear him whistling as he walked up the street. My great-grandfather built a lot of the old homes in this area. He was a master carpenter, and he believed that you should pour a foundation of a home and let it sit for a year so it would get all settled, and that would make the home stable. So this is no longer a family home. It now belongs to a local bed and breakfast. But it always makes me think of family. We really like family history and finding out where our ancestors came from. Now, across the street from that home is my great-grandpa's brother's home. And it's also a bed and breakfast, but they really have kept, this is part of the historical district in this area, and they've really strived to keep up these old homes. So it's a nice area to come and visit and see where our family once walked the streets. Now, next to that last home I showed you is my great-grandparents' home, the parents of those two brothers, my great-grandfather and his brother. And so here they all live, just kind of kitty corner or next door to each other. And here we are at Joann's, one of our favorite obsessions. There goes Sandy. So here we are in Joann's. I am obsessed with yarn. Sandy's obsessed with fabric. I want a room in my house that looks just like this row, with several rows in it, where I can just go in and pull skeins of yarn and make things. Today, though, I'm limiting myself to just this. I make pot holders, I crochet, and scarves. This is going to be for some pot holders. And I really don't need much more yarn. I just want it. I have a whole room full of yarn. But why can't I have a room that looks just like this? Sandy's just getting this. That's all. Just
black duck canvas fabric.
Yay.
For a special order.
And Sandy wants her house to look like this. Look at fabric, fabric, fabric. Maybe we should just move into a Joann's. That seems easier than trying to make our house look like Joann's. We should just buy a Joann's and live there. Another one of my obsessions are candles. And they're on sale. I just like smell good things. It can even be the wax melters. I like those too. But I like a house that smells good. Oh well. Maybe another day. Not that I don't have enough in stock, because like everything else I'm obsessed with, I overbuy. So I have plenty. Doesn't mean I don't want to buy more. And here's a little exercise tip too. If you're waiting on somebody, or if you have a few minutes while you're in the store, walk up and down aisles to get more steps. That's what we do, especially if we're not going to be able to get out and take a walk. And so usually one of us is waiting on the other, especially in Joann's, because Sandy always has to get her fabric cut. So I just start walking up and down aisles. It's a good way to get in extra steps.
I just want 2 chicken black bean bowls, please.
2 chicken black bean balls. Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Well, that's to go through the window.
Thank you.
And that's how we roll at El Pollo Loco. And there are our El Pollo bowls. We are on our way back home now. And they threw in some pico de gallo. It's a wonderful lunch. So this is the view of in our little town. We get to see that just looking out our front door. We're driving back into town. Sadly, we're in a drought situation, whereas parts of the country are seeing blizzards and tons of snow. We wish we would get snow. We've had one dismal snowfall, and that's where our water comes from, is up there. So lots of prayers going out for snow, at least in the mountains, if not the town. We need it for the crops and the orchards and our gardens in the spring and summer. So we are back home now, and we've eaten our El Pollo Loco, which was delicious. And to kind of wrap up on the house, what we started before, this home we're in was our parents'. It was originally built in 1947. We moved, and before I was born, they moved where my dad got work, and in 1987 he retired, and they sold the home where we grew up and moved back to this home. And in 1987 they built onto it, refurbished the inside, so that now that it looks like a 1987 in here instead of 1947. But we are slowly trying to bring it up to the 21st century, and it is very slowly. It takes time and money, but we do whatever we can. So we're really grateful to have this and to have had it as an option, that they were able to leave it to me and Sandy and our siblings, and we really enjoy it. And lastly, this is what I make with that cotton yarn that I bought at Joann's. These are hot pot holders, and they're double thick, so you can turn it over. And I do 2 different colors on each side, and then that one's just white. And we do some other things. When Sandy gets her little project done, we'll show that to you as well. So please leave comments. If you like us, please give us a like, and hopefully you'll want to follow too. But we would love to hear how you roll and what kind of things you do for hobbies, or what your shopping experience is like. Thanks for joining us.